Again, we're away first time. The man on lane 2 has broken early and broken quickly. It's Alex Murdoch from Greenwich, streaking away here. Set his personal best last year, 10.60. 2 tenths outside, 10.80.
C'est dans 5. Quelque chose, on écoute sur quelque chose.
Well, our relationship goes back quite a while, to 1932 to be precise, Los Angeles, when the IOC asked Omega to be the official timekeeper. Before, there were just many brands doing different sports, which we accepted with great pleasure. Back then, obviously, it's a different world. The watchmakers went over to North America, then by train across to LA, and did the job manually. Obviously, there's been a great development. So this will be our 25th Olympic Games, and we're very happy to be with the IOC so long. Our main role from A to Z is to be the trusted timekeeper, and that's where all our efforts go primarily. Olympics obviously is a bit special. We have at this moment, as I speak, over 400 people here in London, 400, who are looking at timekeeping, data handling, not counting the marketing and PR and hospitality and IT staff that will be here preparing and during the games. So it's a big, big, big endeavor. London is an iconic city. It's obviously many people coming here. It's not like Beijing, who have gone for the first time. Many people coming here know London. But I think it's a good, right after Beijing, which was completely a new venture for China and for the capital, where everything was built. Here, in fact, we have in London, with here in Westfield, right next to the Olympic Park, with a great stadium. But what's also great in London is all the iconic sites that we used during the games: Lord's Cricket Ground, the Horse Car Parade, Wimbledon, Greenwich for certain sports. So I think it'll be a great games, I'm certain. Number one expectation and wish is that everything will run smoothly. Obviously, the timekeeping, that's number one, the most important for us, and also for the games. And I would say, secondly, that the games live up to what people expect. Beijing set the standard pretty high in terms of organization, in terms of audience, in terms of the actual sporting also results. There were some great results in Beijing. Hopefully, London will see a continuation, maybe not the same sports, other sports that will make us take a certain predominance over the others. So that all goes well. There's a lot of people concerned about, the world we live in. And London is a very open society and very exposed. But we certainly it'll be great, and a great showcase for this fabulous city, I'm sure. I think that the opening ceremony of any games is so important because that's where it's a build up to this. Not just the moment that the Omega countdown clock turns to 0, which obviously is a very emotional moment, but it really is the beginning of all we worked for. So I think that probably, if I had to find one moment, would be the moment it hits 0.
Omega's role, I think, is the most important role in the games, because without timing, you have no result. Without scoring, you have no result. And so you have no competition, and you have no Olympic Games. You see, we are about 430 persons. We have 800 formed volunteers. We are timing and scoring the whole Olympic Games, each stadium, each location. We have, for example, in the track and field stadium, we have 60 kilometers of cabling. And all the other stadiums, of course, they are also equipped with cable and monitors and everything. That's a big thing, because, as you know, we have about 380 tons of material, and it's our engagement in the Olympic Games. You see, in 1932, it was something special. They had 32 watches and 1 watchmaker. And also 4 years later in Berlin, they had 1 watchmaker, but he had a lot to do because they had 157 watches. And so it started with the stopwatches, and then later on it came electronic in the games. You see, for us it's always a goal to put new innovations in the games. But to do this, it takes time. We produced the new starting block, track and field. It was during 7 years to find out really the right thing, because it's not only to construct, but you have also to test it. And a lot of material, what we are using, we are producing together with the athletes, because we are here for the athletes and for nobody else. And the athlete has to have the best position and the best material to do a perfect event. You see, swimming, it started a long time with stopwatches. And after the scandal in Roma, Omega was thinking about what could we do to make sure that we don't need any stopwatches if the athlete is able to stop his time himself. And they were thinking a long time, and after 7 years, I told you about 7 years, takes a development. They used first time touchpads in Winnipeg for the Pan American Games. And this was not so easy, because all nations were against. Only the Americans said, okay, let them do it, maybe it's something interesting for the future and so on. And it was such a success that we used first time in Olympic Games in Mexico touchpads. You see, on the past, of course, they had stopwatches as backup system. With the electronic timing, they had push button to stop the watch. They couldn't control the watch themselves. And then the third innovation was the high-speed camera over the finish line. And that's not a camera like a normal one, 25 pictures a second. It's 100 pictures a second. And so we can go picture by picture exactly and to see when he touched the wall. In the 48 games, we used photo finish camera. But the problem was always the time to get the result. And on this time, somebody had to took out the film. He went to a dark room, he developed the film, and then it was during a long time. And 63, we did a big innovation. We put it directly, the developer, close to the machine. And it was during maybe 2.5 minutes to get the picture. But it was always too slow. At the end, 92, we did a digital camera, and she did 900 pictures a second, and it was maybe 45 seconds to get the result. And we were always in development, and the new one, what we have now, it was used also in Beijing. It's not absolutely new, but he makes 2,000 pictures a second, and it is very precise, and everybody can say that's a result. And as soon as the first athlete is crossing the line, we can give the result. To give results for 8 athletes, it takes about 8 to 10 seconds. My favorite Olympic moment is after the last race, everything is over, and we had no problem at all.